news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, NV Salon, Spa, Nail and Barbershop, the Wellness Center, Medical and Behavioral Health Clinics, Tisley Cross, Deliciously Smooth Cider, and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment. Legislators in the House of Assembly are to, among the number of other things, look at a new approach in processing the status of residency and belongership in the territory.
In this session, the following pieces of legislation will come to the House of Assembly. Government will seek to repeal and replace the Immigration and Passport Regulations 2014 to allow the Department of Immigration to update its fee structure and provide additional services. This change will also include effectively managing the territory's borders while mitigating illegal migration through legislation. Additionally, once passed, the public can benefit from a more streamlined and technologically enhanced way of processing the issuance of residency and belonger status, along with the introduction of fillable forms of the Department's different services.
His Excellency Governor John J. Rankin shared this while giving the speech from the throne for the start of the first sitting of the 5th session of the 4th House of Assembly of the Virgin Islands under the theme
Resilience, Revenue, Reform and Recovery, the Virgin Islands in Transition. The Government and the House will deliberate on each bill in the context of this theme. Resilience means putting in place legislation that will help the Virgin Islands withstand massive natural and man-made shocks on our economy, reducing the vulnerability of the people. Revenue means putting in place legislation that will drive much-needed revenues to provide for the needs of the Virgin Islands and to drive our development and growth, ensuring the most efficient spending of government revenue to provide value for money while improving revenue collection. Reform means putting in place and strengthening legislation and policies to maintain a high level of confidence, enhance accountability, transparency, value for money, adherence to the rule of law, and efficiency. And recovery means focusing on completing our recovery from the disasters of 2017 while transitioning to developing a world-class infrastructure that will support a thriving economy and facilitate the needs of the population, not just presently, but in the future.
Among other legislative moves anticipated for this 4th House,
Government will seek to amend the BVI Health Services Authority Act 2004, number 14 of 2004, to enhance the delineated roles and powers of the different levels of governance and streamline the management of BVI Health Services Authority operations. Government will seek to amend the Tobacco Products Control Act 2006, number 18 of 2006, to provide for restrictions on the use of electronic smoking devices and the creation of the new offences of prohibiting smoking in a public place, smoking by a person under 18 years of age, and smoking in a motor vehicle while a person under 18 years of age is present. Government will seek to amend the Social Security Act, Cap 266, to increase the membership of the Social Security Fund Investment Committee and provide that its recommendations be referred to the Board for ratification. The legislation that is being proposed will provide for the Board to pay legal costs only in cases where rulings from the courts are not in favour of the Board, and provide for how reimbursements will be handled where the beneficiary has another private health insurance plan. The Public Service Bill will be introduced to legislate the Public Service Code that sets out the terms and conditions of public officers. This will contribute to modernising the public service in the Virgin Islands. Government will seek to amend the Police Act, Cap 165. This will bring together an updated legislative basis for policing in the Territory and provide a strong constitutional and professional base for a modernised police force. The witness anonymity legislation will be brought forward to ensure the protection of witnesses and the preservation of their rights by making provisions for a court to make a witness anonymity order to protect the witness's safety, prevent damage to property, and prevent real harm to the public interest. Legislation pertaining to the Human Rights Commission will be brought forward to provide for the establishment of the Virgin Islands Human Rights Commission in accordance with Section 34 of the Virgin Islands Constitution Order 2007. Amendments to the Elections Act will be brought forward to improve the administrative process of voter registration and the accuracy and accessibility of the database of voters. The Environment, Coastal Zone and Marine Estate Bill will be brought to the House to ensure the sustainable and rational use of the environment, including the management of our coastal zone and the marine estate. The bill, once passed into law, will establish the exclusive economic zone and ensure that the 200 nautical miles comprising this territory are also managed in a manner that not only supports the advancement of the blue economy, but protects the vast and unique marine environment.
Meantime, according to Governor Rankin, there are some areas that are likely to come up legislatively, especially in relation to the implementation of the COI's recommendations.
One important note from the government is that other pieces of legislation not mentioned will be considered from time to time, especially as reviews relating to the Commission of Inquiry are completed and considered, such as the review on discretionary powers of ministers and Crown land.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year. Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life,
we will live well.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Plug into Digicel Plus and get even more entertainment with Disney Plus included. The best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic all in one place. Whenever you want, plug into Plus to enjoy Disney Plus and much more with a home fiber bundle. Sign up today. Digicel Plus.